This is going to be my presentation on my big takeaways from each week for this course. And so to start us off, we have week one. My big takeaway from this was on positionality, which led to me to seeing that there's more to access and equity than I initially thought. When I first started this class, I only believed that access and equity pertained to school funding and the resources that teachers had at their disposal, either through their own money or through the schools. But seeing, connecting the dots between identity and equity through positionality made me realize, okay, there might be more to this than I thought. And started to get my gears turning towards how more connected can these become, and like how would I deal with equitably teaching towards identity in the classroom. Week two takeaway, that was the big identity week, so that one sealed the deal for me from the week one stuff. Getting to see everybody's interviews and doing my own, I could see just how identity fits in with equity, and as well as getting me good ideas on how to teach towards it. Right, like what kind of identities should be supported, what kind of identities should be worked around, and how each one can have an effect on the student. Week three, the big takeaway from that was ways to format the room better, which helped me strengthen my own room change plan. An idea that I have brewing is to set up a workshop oriented classroom, which, long story short, you have a section here for more advanced work, section here for more intermediate work, and then a beginning section, and then the students can freely choose which section they want to go to work on whatever they need to. So seeing, suggested practices and ways to divvy up the room and group students, and just, how to make it much more lively in the classroom, that helped me strengthen my own personal idea for that, as well as just gather a few new ones. Week four, I read the gender article, and that helped me get a better understanding on how to combat stereotypes, as well as a better understanding on what can cause stereotypes in the classroom. I'd say that my biggest takeaway from that was the notion that if you're going to group students, don't group them on things which can be traced back to being an individual, such as hair color, gender, height, anything like that, right? Because that might have the side effect of creating stereotypes based on whatever category you place the students in, right? So if you're going to do something, you might as well just do it by like shirt color or just any random thing that can't be traced back to being, an individual. Unit 5 takeaway was understanding how to implement social justice topics in the class. That one, I didn't know how to do at first because, they can be heavy subjects, and just fitting it into math specifically can be kind of tricky, right? It's not like history or English or anything. But, looking at the examples and reading up on articles helped me get my own ideas, right? About, I did the prison incarceration rates with ratios and percentages. So just giving me some good tips and ideas on how to get more of these topics into the content itself. And I also believe it's a better way to connect with students, right? Because we have issues all around us. Some of them affect the students, some don't, but some might relate more to content this way, or with whatever you're saying, if you connect it back to an issue that might pertain to the community. So I think just like good ways on how to connect with students, get them interested in the topic, as well as just figure out how to implement that topic into the content. And then week 6, the final one, ways to go about religion in the classroom, and the legality of what I can and cannot do in regards to religious activities in the classroom. These I found from the articles that I looked up myself, and I really didn't know how to deal with religion in the classroom, right? Do we just slightly ignore it? Do we just like kind of look at it and then just like quickly back away, or like what do we do? So like figure out how to deal with it, as well as like knowing that legally students can legally students can do religious activities as long as it doesn't intrude on any other students, right? So they can wear any religious items that they want to, just so long as it doesn't distract from the class or from other students. And then as well as just like what as a teacher we can say about religion, right? We have to be a neutral standpoint on it, right? We can't we can't hyper focus on one and leave the others behind, right? We'd have to look at each one equally and not try to sway any students for or against the religion, right? We're only here to inform about them. So just good tips and pointers on how to deal with religion in the classroom was my week 6 takeaway. And with that is the end of my presentation, so thank you.